Hey, everybody, and welcome to the ComaCast. We are glad that you are joining us. This is our Christmas show, our Christmas special. We made it almost a complete year now. We have one more episode next week's the New Year's episode. We'll look back at the whole year of 2021. But this is the Christmas special. It's a fun special. Of course, if you're listening to this as a podcast audio version, there's a video version available on YouTube. So be sure and check that out because we may be showing some things or talking about something and you might want to see it. And if you are watching this and you just want to listen to it sometimes, all of the episodes are available as audio versions. So plenty of options for you to check it out. But it is the Christmas show. Last year when we did the Christmas show, we randomly just did it. There wasn't planned. We just did it. And y'all loved it so much.
Yeah, I'm still not. Every time I see our stats or I look at, look at numbers and things, I don't look at them very often because that's not why we do this. But it always just surprised me because we're like, let's just log in and talk about Christmas and holidays and everything because we were all stuck at home last year. And none of us, vaccinations had just barely started, I think 2 weeks before Christmas. So there was nothing, even with a pre-existing condition, like there was still 2 weeks out, or we would end up not being vaccinated for another 4 months. So, but yeah, here we are and talk about Christmas. This is also the home stretch of wrapping up season 3.
It is. Can you believe it?
I really can't. We have done, oh gosh, our 100th episode was back in August. So we are well on our way to 200 episodes now. And I'm super excited about that. I'm really excited about, I know this is looking ahead, and I know whenever I watch shows, like, we're just looking forward to so much new stuff coming. Okay, I'm going to be realistic here. I'm going into second semester of nursing school, so I am off from May 15th-ish to August 15th-ish. That is when we will probably be able to do the most we can possibly do, because it's a big deal for us. We'll still be able to do stuff throughout the year. Just, I think being able to like try completely new things or shift up things big time, though, I think there is going to be some format adjustments for season 4, which I am excited for, because I do like that whenever we come up with an idea or how we're going to do it, we always say, okay, we're going to do the whole season this way. And then at the end, kind of review what we both thought, and then put in some new ideas and try it a different way the next season. And I think that's a good way for both of us to be able to make sure we're both heard.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Cody?
Yeah, I think so. And again, like you said,
summer
fun. That will be summer fun. We're already looking ahead. Season 5, summer fun.
Well, season 5 will probably be summer and fall, you think?
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be a surprise. But there'll be a lot of hopefully we can travel again. If you are obviously I guess we didn't think
because we're not relying on natural immunity. I think we're gonna be fine. Though that was funny.
I guess we didn't think Christmas was going to be like this year because we did have the vaccines, but we'll surprise everybody.
I don't think it's that surprising. We have a flu surge every year too, and now, I mean, I'm not saying the COVID is not the flu. I'm just saying, but it's going to surge. It's going to rise and fall, kind of in those patterns, because what happens when a bunch of people get together? It's like when the little kid comes to school with a cold, and then 3 days later, half the kindergarten class is out. It's just it just happens. But here we are, and I'm hoping to get my booster shots. I was supposed to get it last week. I'm gonna have to get it. I had some doctor's appointments last week, so I kind of had to wait on having a bunch of other stuff done because I didn't know what the doctor was gonna have me do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to talk about that too, because yay Christmas.
Yeah, we're not going to linger on this, but go get your booster because you need your booster.
Yes.
That is needed. It's mandatory, not mandatory, but I'm telling you, it's mandatory because to fight off the new variant, you want to be the best protected, and because basically they said everybody's going to get it, so want to be protected as much as possible.
Right.
But Yeah, so hopefully we'll be traveling in the summer. I'm glad I did get to go. We did mention on the live show I did get to go back to Texas briefly to see my parents before the surges started happening. I knew it was going to happen, and so I was like, I need to get out there. So I got to see them for Christmas.
Honestly,
So that
I
was
don't
fun.
give a fuck. I don't. I don't. We're going to have to live. We are at a point where 3 years. We're literally starting like round 3 of this. We're gonna just have to live with it. So if you're vaccinated and getting booster shots and doing what you can do, here we are. If you're not, you're not. Like if you weren't at this point, if you're not, you weren't going to until like literally a really close person to you dies or it happens to you and you magically survive it. Though,
Yeah.
in good news, if that happens to you, there is now the FDA has approved pills for that to help if you can get to it in the first couple of days of symptoms. However, to point the seriousness of it, a Washington state senator has died of COVID after pushing anti-mask legislation and becoming sick in another country where what? The monoclonal antibody infusion was not available. So he emailed his Republican colleagues for help.
Well, and just on that point real quick, monoclonal antibodies do not work with the new variant. So you do not have that opportunity. You're going to get it and you're going to have to deal with it.
It's just crazy. Like you're willing to do all this shit, which you literally probably don't even know what the fuck it means, but you're not going to do. I saw someone go, we just need a virus that doesn't put mRNA in your body. And I'm like, do you know what mRNA is? You have that already. Oh dear Jesus. That is literally 7th grade when they teach you about like DNA, RNA, tRNA, mRNA. That is not like some nursing school mumbo jumbo. That is 6th and 7th grade science.
And then some people beg not for mRNA, but some people beg for some DNA to be put in them.
Well, there are also people. Okay, well, we have the people who are what are they in Dallas or something, saying that JFK is going to return, and then there was also there was another one. Oh yeah, there's a group of people selling this bullshit concoction that says you can like devaccinate yourself. Fantastic. You know what?
Yep.
Go for it. Let's go ahead and prove Darwin right. Actually, people have for years. Like so, because we talk about this, we're now on season 3 we're finishing up season 3 of this. We had just started the podcast, it launched, and like 2 months later, COVID hit and totally changed, our lives as much as everybody else's. And I just, but they are showing that with the variants are going to happen. This is why we have new flu shots every year, because of variants. That is why we have flu shots. So we are in that same position. And even so Candace Owens was pushing some bullshit anti-vaccination stuff, and she was interviewing former president, twice impeached President Trump, and he was saying, no, go get the vaccine. If you get it, you have a much greater chance of being fine and not even getting that sick if you do get it. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So
everyone stay safe.
Cody's like, we're gonna have to off this out.
Everybody stay safe. If you can't get a test, go get a test before seeing family. Be proactive. That's the way you have to do. Okay, it's time for a little icebreaker, as we always do here. Matt didn't know I was going to do this, but we're going to play a little game. Christmas tree or sex toy, or Christmas decoration. Okay, we're going to start off with this one. Is it a sex toy or a Christmas decoration?
That looks like a Christmas decoration.
Ooh, it's a sex toy. Jingle balls. Okay, Christmas toy or sex toy? Christmas decoration or sex toy?
It's a Christmas decoration.
Okay. Sex toy, Christmas decoration.
I hope that's a Christmas decoration. Those edges look a little scary to be sticking up there. Christmas decoration?
It's a Christmas decoration.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so I got this idea because I was at Target. So those last two are from Target. I had a lot more pictures. I can't find them.
I knew where that one looked familiar.
They had a ton of trees. Those were just 2, but they had like 5 or 6. they all looked like sex toys. I was like, what is this? And then if you think about this, in Paris a few years ago, they actually this artist had created this Christmas tree that they put up on city streets, and this is what it looked like. And it got a lot of attention because, well, I get that it is supposed to be like a Christmas tree, but that's not what it looks like. So now anytime anybody's having fun, could be a Christmas tree. Just think of it. Be like, if you're like hanging out, just, or you want to keep it like under wraps, just be like, gotta go play with the Christmas tree, decorate the Christmas tree.
Oh God! Did you see the It's on my Twitter. I think I retweeted it. It was when you have straight roommates and the woman's watering her plants with it. She was like, "I love this little travel water thing you've got here," and the guy chokes on his coffee, and she's like, "My basil is thriving. Patrick, come see this," and he's like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" It's so
Oh goodness. But yeah,
right on my Twitter. It's like the last 2 or 3 things I tweeted.
Yeah, everybody go be sure and check that out on Matt's Twitter. And if you're not following him, go follow him. Where are you at? In case if we have new people here, what is your at?
I'm Poetic NS. N is a nursing student.
So go check him out. He always tweets and posts fun things, and he'll interact with you when he can.
I will interact. I do interact. He will. I liked interacting. Especially, I got a message from a longtime mutual 2 days ago. He goes, "Hey, I saw you liking my tweets. Oh my God, does this mean you're off school?"
I know. That is everybody. That is the thing. When he goes back to school in a few weeks, he'll disappear slightly. You might get a like occasionally.
I think I go more into lurking. Like, I'll still respond to DMs and conversate with people I normally talk to, but I don't really have the time to have kind of those icebreaker conversations. I do not have time for the hey, what do you do? Say what you've got to say. I thought about bringing my alt account back because I really kind of missed it, and also I cannot open Twitter sometimes at school. I'm like, oh my God, I'll be scrolling like, oh, interesting, a Christmas, a dick.
Well, you got all the Christmas photos, sexy Christmas photos coming out right now. Everybody's like doing the normal, taking pictures of lights and
wrapping themselves up in Christmas lights, looking dramatic. Yes.
There's a new trend on TikTok where you wrap yourself in wrapping paper, just wrapping paper, and then you go like surprise your significant other, whether they're just like, doing at homework or, talking to their parents on the phone or something like that. And then you go in the room and just surprise them. I love it. It's just so funny.
It's really funny.
So everybody, I did finally this year, we mentioned it on the live episode that I was going to send Matt something, and I did send him cookies. He finally got them today.
I got them today. I got home from the gym and walked straight to the mailbox, and there were cookies, and I'm so happy.
So he got some cute little cookies. Sent them out, and they actually got there a day earlier. I told them they were going to get there on Christmas Eve, and they ended up getting there today. So that's exciting that the mail system is working relatively quickly despite everybody getting packages. But are you ready for Christmas?
Yeah, we don't really exchange gifts per se because we buy stuff for each other throughout the year as we want it or need it. Like David really wanted a PS5 over a year ago. We were able to get one about 2 months ago. That was, also with me in nursing school, and he starts nursing school in a few weeks. Yeah, so purchases are more calculated. I did get him something small. Actually I spotted it yesterday, but I'm kind of at a point where I needed some clothes. My body has changed so much in the last 3 years that I'm like, so stuff is kind of wearing and tearing really fast as well. So I had to buy a few things. Actually, just got in today. I did buy. Did you see the Christmas village we painted?
I did not.
So, it's on my Twitter, Cody. I thought I showed it to you. Oh my gosh. So we wanted to paint a Christmas village. Well, I couldn't find anything, and the nearest thing we had was Joanne Fabrics. Went in there, and they had some birdhouse log cabins.
Mm-hmm.
So we improvised, and that is now our Christmas. Can you see it, Cody?
Yes.
Aren't they cute? I thought we did
They're
a good job.
cute.
I did order the thing. I did get something for us for like the year. I got us a set of canvases, like a set of 10, and another set of acrylic paints because we both like to paint and it's cathartic. I'm not particularly good at it at all, but that does not stop me from being good at something. Has not really ever been relevant to me doing it. You know? I promise I'm better. I seem to be okay at the nursing thing though, so don't worry. I
I
will properly
mean,
put that catheter in.
that's good. So yeah, everybody, if you're listening, you're gonna have to go to YouTube to see this. But here is a look at the little houses.
Can you guess whose is whose?
Oh dear.
There's the wall.
I'm gonna
No,
say the one on the. Do what?
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
And this is the back, everybody. I'm gonna say. Oh, I'm gonna say the one on the left is yours.
The green
The
one.
one on the right's David's.
The green one is mine, and the blue one is David's.
Yes.
That is incorrect. In all of our art, no matter what we paint, for some reason, almost always David will always kind of go a darker route, which is interesting because I actually prefer darker art. I always preferred Gothic style. That's always what I prefer to study in art history. Whenever in my humanities classes we would do projects, that's always what I would choose. So it's interesting that the guy I married, without knowing that the art style he paints in and works in is always has that kind of darker, almost more morose edge. But I really like it.
They're very cute, though.
Oh
I
yeah.
did show. Did show everybody off camera the other day when we were doing the live after we finished up the live that I got the Home Alone Lego set, and
Oh,
we're going to be
so
doing that,
jealous.
I believe, tonight and tomorrow. I had saved it, and then like Justin had gone out of town to Texas, and then I had gone the week before, so we just really haven't had time, and so then we're going to put it together this before Christmas, which is really fun. What was really cool about it, though, is if you had kids or if you wanted to do this, you could buy it and make it like it's an advent calendar for Christmas because there was 12 bags inside. And so each night you could do a bag of the Legos and building up the house. And then on Christmas Day, you would do the last bag and your house would be complete. So I thought that was really creative for them to have done. But we're just going to put it all together really quickly
Yeah,
over the next 2 nights. But I can't wait to have it up.
I love giant Lego sets. We're thinking about
It's
getting two of them
it's
because they're fun.
supposedly a Lego set with the most Legos that they've ever had in this particular set. They do have one that I want. It's really big. It doesn't have as many Legos actually, even though it is actually bigger. But they have a big Titanic set, but it's like this big, and like I don't have a place to put it. But I love Titanic, and so I really want it, but it's like I don't have a place to put it, and I don't have like 8 Lego shelves that I keep up. So
Put up a shelf and put it up.
I know. But it
No,
doesn't fit my decor then. I'm really a stickler about things matching. You know this.
oh Lord. So on the art thing, I'm going to show you two things. They are the exact same. They are the exact same picture, but painted in different styles. So here's David's.
Okay.
This is the sun, the sky, kind of like a morning light. But he chose this style, so you can see that this is a reflection off the water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's David. Make sure I have it the right way. Yeah.
Light
Does
and
it tell you
dark.
anything?
Are
That
you
might
the
be.
shining light in the relationship?
I would probably be more, I want to say shining light per se. I just tend to be more irritatingly bright.
Figuratively or literally?
um, no, no, on that intellectually, David settled with me. I am not dumb. I don't think I'm dumb or anything, but oof, he is a few miles ahead of me. But yeah, but when it comes to styles and everything, I just tend to be that. And then yeah, at the same time, if I have to choose, like if I'm going to buy art or draw draw, I say draw, that word is using a lot of heavy lifting in this sentence, doing a lot of heavy lifting in this sentence. I will always choose something darker or just more, I don't know, it just appeals to me so much more. um I love a good gothic castle.
I did notice your shirt, Harry Potter.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna leave it on because it feels like false advertising when I'm talking to you, but
Oh dear, that is where a joke came from. Everybody last year that Matt was talking about candy canes, and go back and check that out.
Oh, I can't wait
uh,
to see the so every at the end of every season or year, Cody does like a almost like a blooper highlight reel, and sometimes there's things that it just shouldn't we can't put out there because we don't want to get flagged for super inappropriate content. But they're just I forget the camera's rolling because sometimes we start it way before and we do a sound check, or we'll end up getting delayed 20 minutes and the camera's rolling the entire time. Other times it literally doesn't turn on until 3, 2, 1 start, and we start talking and you see this. So
I mean, last week something happened, and then I was like, "Oh, we're gonna start," and then I was like, "Oh yeah, Matt, it wasn't recording. You're fine."
was it? But
It
was it
wasn't
recording?
recording.
It wasn't
No, it
recording.
wasn't recording.
Okay.
I wish it was.
What happened? Something happened. I can't remember. I think I did something really weird. See, that's the thing. I don't remember what the thing was because I do weird shit all the time.
I can't speak of it.
Oh, really?
um,
Like,
but yeah, I can't. But
oh,
your shirt reminded me. Coming up, check out my social media at Cody Rodriguez on Instagram and at John Cody Rodriguez on TikTok, because I'll be releasing a adult butter beer cocktail
oh,
for my holiday cocktail Christmas week that I'm doing here. So you can check that out. But yeah, Harry Potter, I think I always associate now as a Christmas time kind of thing. And so we always watch it around the Christmas time. We watch all the movies again, back to back, over several days. We don't do it all in one day, but I think it's like a Christmassy thing. So I decided I would make a cocktail about it. But I'm not going to show you that one, but I will show you this one cocktail real quick for people. It's pretty easy. And so if you like hard seltzers, like White Claw, this is an easy one to do. But this is a fun Christmas one if you are with friends and you're with family and you really want to do something. And again, if you're listening to this, you can still hear what the ingredients are, but you can also watch it. During the hustle and bustle of the Christmas season, are you looking for a cocktail that is quick and easy? Then this Merry Cherry Christmas cocktail with a White Claw is one that you're going to want to try. You're going to take some mint leaves and put them in the bottom of a glass. Then you're going to add in some cherries. Next up, you're going to add some ice. Then add in 1 ounce of vodka. And then back to the cherries, we're going to add 1 ounce of some cherry juice. And then top it off with some White Claw hard seltzer black cherry. And then if you want, you can top it off with another cherry and a mint leaf. And there you have it, the Merry Cherry White Claw. So it's a quick, easy recipe. And it actually tasted really good. I don't really particularly care for a lot of the White Claws or the seltzers because the flavor I feel isn't very strong, and I like a strong flavor. And but this tasted really delicious. and all you need is cherries and vodka and a White Claw. And it makes it a lot stronger than just the White Claw. So if you if you need a drink this holiday season because you're dealing with nonsense, then there you go.
Right. I always tell people every year, do not put up with your racist family for holidays just because it's the holidays. You know, that they're just as much your holidays as they are theirs, and you have every right to feel respected and loved. And I promise you're not missing anything. If you didn't go that day, oh, what are they going to do? Complain at you? Does it stop them the other 364 days? Does you showing up to appease their guilt or shitty parenting, does that appease them? No, because they're still going to bitch at you the next day. They're still going to ask you if you're dating anybody. They're going to still tell you they don't like your weight. They're going to complain how you dress. You know, they're going to complain that you need to get a real job. Blah, blah, fucking blah.
Yeah,
Love
family and
yourself.
friends too. Friends do it too.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
it's like
Right?
it seems around the holiday season, people decide they want to be critiquing everything.
Right. Damn.
But here,
Like,
you kind of have an
guys.
out. Again, if you don't want to do it, but you kind of feel guilt to do it, you do have an out. Just be like, oh, I can't. COVID. Sorry, I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah. I'm going to go hang out with people who are not you guys.
Um, But yeah, when I did go back to Texas, we got to do a little Christmas party with all the nieces and nephews, so that was fun. I've been missing that since I hadn't gone back at Christmas time, and then hadn't been back in 2 years, so that was fun. And then they're gonna FaceTime me because I did get my niece something really exciting. She has copied me. I think I mentioned this on a live. She's copied me in doing like YouTube
Yeah.
videos and stuff, and she'll like
That's
always
so
want me to
cute.
video. Yeah, she'll always want me to video her, or like, she'll like she has my grandmother's old phone now, and so she'll text me or message me sometimes, and she'll like do like these little videos, and she'll like do like a little intro and a little out, like to subscribe, even though she doesn't have a channel, but she pretends. And then she wanted
That's
me to make
so
her a
cute.
little intro, so I made her a little intro video, and it has her face and like music and the whole thing. Anyway, but I got her for Christmas, and I can't wait till she opens it. It's going to be her favorite present. Usually my gift is always her favorite present ever since she was born. Her birthday and Christmas present have always been her favorite. Um, but it is a little miniature social influencer package, and so it comes with like a little mini. I mean, they actually work, but it's like a small, like little ring light, a green screen, like a little selfie light that puts on your phone, and then just like a few other little things. Nothing like high quality. It's it's plastic and different stuff, but I think she's gonna like love it.
That's amazing. I got
So I can't wait.
my nephew's gifts arrived yesterday. The one that we interact with the most, so we get him
Hmm.
stuff. Um, he's really into space. He's 5. Yeah, he's 5, and so he's really into space right now. So we got him 2 space Lego sets. One's kind of smaller, it's like 1 or 2 things put
Hmm.
together, and the other one's a lot more elaborate. And we did make sure that his mom was good with it because that can be a real pain in the ass. But I think he's gonna totally love it. And Dave, I almost said Uncle David. Whenever we talk about it, we are Uncle David and Uncle Matt.
Yeah.
So David picked it out, and so he's so good. I can't wait for him to open it. We showed him. He likes to paint as well. He loves drawing, painting,
Hmm.
all of those things, as well as being, a play in the mud little boy. So he's just freaking adorable. So his mom sent me a video of him asking him, "What did you think of the little Christmas village that Uncle Matt and Uncle David painted?" He goes, "Well, it was really good, but I wish they had done it with me instead." I was like,
That's so
it was
sweet.
so sweet. He was just like insistent that he was frustrated that we didn't uh paint with him. I was like, oh, and we would love to. We
Hmm.
had them here last year for a week, and it was the best week ever. But right now we have like our living situations are all very different, and everything's gonna just be different until we're done with school.
Yeah.
And my niece, his mom is really cool and understands because she's doing a dental hygienist program, And they're more competitive than nurses. They only accept 25 people a year to that
Oh my
school.
God.
He got in. And so it's incredibly demanding. I basically, there's been radio silence between us from like August to just till like 4 days ago. And then we finally started like actually saying words. Yeah, other than like really short messages here and there. But yeah, buying stuff for them is really fun because there's stuff they still like. There's stuff, you know, and it's nice to get them things that like they will actually want. They actually would love this.
Yeah.
Some people just take no advice. Like, no, I want to get them what I want to get them, and it's like, you might as well just get them something they want, or don't bother. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
when he's 12 and he wants like a gift card to like the PlayStation Network to buy video games, that's what we're going to get him.
So the cookies are sugar free.
I went to the doctor last week, because the big the big thing is what's going on in Matt's body. Like, why are so many things going wrong? Well, it's probably a multi-pronged approach here, but one of the things they looked at, I got him to check my testosterone, and so they took it at what would be the peak time of the day, which is approximately 8 to 9 a.m. So I had to take it at like 8:30, 8:40 in the morning. It was like 10 points lower than the absolute bare minimum of what it should be. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So, yeah. So some of the symptoms of super low testosterone is confusion, memory loss, memory frustration, essentially, difficult, like cloudy brain, hair loss, weight gain in the middle of your stomach, like where mine is, and among other things. And yeah, that goes right along with, before that, because my levels were normal, they were on a lower end, but they were a couple hundred points higher last year. It has fallen almost 200 points in a year. And I kept telling them, like, hey, these ADHD meds and this beta blocker, the heart med they put me on, were not helping me. They were making me feel awful.
Yeah.
And so I took myself off them. But I think the damage was already done. And they're like, no, it's the finasteride. Now, finasteride, hair meds, can, in some people, cause this. It would be highly unusual for it to cause a literal, such a massive, massive drop in I've been on the meds for a year and a half, and I was on them for 6 months to a year. Actually, I think it was a year and a half, over a year before I even started the ADHD meds. And the day I started the ADHD meds is when all the problems started, and the doctor just straight up ignored me. It was the most frustrating visit. And at the end, he goes, are you okay with this plan of just stopping your your hair meds and see if your testosterone rebounds? I was like, do I have a fucking choice? And he was like, well, that's the option. And then we had a discussion about, I said, well, he asked how I felt about the care, the treatment plan. And I said, well, it's really fun coming to a doctor's office because you always know that nobody ever spends the full 15 minutes my insurance is billing you all for. So I know you're not here for that. And I said, usually to get you all to listen, I give you guys a few minutes to talk to me. I determine how dumb you think I am. And that tells me how I need to talk to you to get you to listen to me. The doctor turned around, went and sat in his chair, and actually looked at me and talked to me after that. Yeah. I was like, this is awful. I was like, you're not wanting to talk to me. Like, you're not listening. So, and now, of course, I've got like 5 million emails. What kind of feedback can you give us any feedback? I'm like, I don't really think you want that feedback. Like, they're only in there 15 minutes because I refuse to allow myself to not ask questions. Now, it might seem like sometimes my ADHD is out of control and I'm asking questions to do so. No. It was Merry Christmas in that doctor's office. We were going to have a conversation.
Well, we did. At least you had the conversation. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it got me nowhere. It got me absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
Most of what I've heard back has just been frustrating from friends, family, everybody. Well, at least this is going to help you. It's not. But thank you for like no words of support or actual conversation, but it makes people feel better to say platitudes, and that's usually why I don't want to be friends with anybody, because I don't want to hear the platitudes. If you can't speak to me at a substantial level, we're not really friends, we're acquaintances. So that's just what it is. And all of that always comes to a head at the holidays for a lot of people, where they find themselves stuck in these Christmassy situations, and their family is insistent that the gay son is dragged into the situation, and the gay son realizing, wow, I am not important to these people in the way that I should be, and you're stuck in these horrible conversations. And I think tempers are way higher at the holidays because you're sitting there having to restrain yourself. So everything from a doctor's appointment, a dentist appointment, the visit with your great auntie who doesn't hear anything anybody says, but you're expected to just say okay, it just makes it not fun. And the holidays have long been synonymous with just insane amounts of stress, and then of course we have to hear the bullshit, how Jesus is the reason for the season. Like, he's born in July, you dumb shits. Oh my God. And then when you discuss that, you hear, yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, then what are you doing about it? What are you doing about this pile of shit lies you're celebrating? Nothing. You're doing nothing. And here we are. Cody's like, great, more to edit.
I do a little editing these days.
Yeah, you're like, this is more fun. Sanity calms, but madness is more interesting. But it's something that we talk about here. We talk about it frequently on the podcast, anxiety and depression and all of these things, because they affect everybody, and they affect our community substantially. It impacts everything from how we make plans, traveling to see people in and out of the season, our family's religious crap that is usually thrust upon us, and then we sit there and try to reconcile. And you have the faithfully LGBT camps. You have God's got a plan for everybody. Okay, well, discuss free will with me and then plans, and tell me, I want you to look up again what the definition of free will is and get back to me. And yeah, so you have all of that, and then it piles up right at Christmas. And yeah, amazing. That's amazing. So that's why none of my Christmas traditions have anything to do with religion whatsoever. And honestly, life is so much more peaceful, like, and it's just better that way. I mean, I don't feel bad about it.
Well, and on that note, like you were saying earlier, it's important to be around those people that are going to bring you joy during the season, and so don't put
Right.
up with nonsense from family or nonsense from friends. Be around those people, and if you don't have any people, you can always message me and Matt. We can talk with
I
you.
was thinking earlier, it's like, if you don't have a gay uncle, I'm your gunkle now. Finding out I was an uncle was some of the best holiday news ever. It's been about 3 years this month since I found out that I had a different bio dad. And even though he doesn't acknowledge me, and neither do my siblings, one of my sisters, well, she doesn't acknowledge me now, but her one of her daughters has become super close with me, and she has a son who's the nephew we talk, the great, technically he's my great nephew. But finding out that I was an uncle to 4 nieces and 4 grandnephews was like the coolest moment ever. I mean, best Christmas present, best thing I could have ever asked for, and to find out that my stepdad was not my bio dad. I mean, now that is a Christmas miracle. That is the reason for the season. Because even when I was actually finishing my psych degree, taking a genetics class, the subject of 23andMe came up, and would you want to know? And my comment in my discussion post in my paper for the end of the class and my final paper discussion thoughts were, well, I think I'd want to know because it's just facts, and it could help you with, say, what if you had a genetic condition you were highly exposed to, predisposition to, and had no idea. Something that you could do something about now, but maybe harder to deal with 30 years down the road when you had no clue to even look out for it.
Yeah.
Lots of people don't realize how predisposed they are to certain things, and then something comes out of nowhere and seriously interrupts their life or ends their life. Wouldn't you want to know? Um, and some people were like, no. And it was actually that discussion. David and I were like, oh, well, let's do the 23andMe. And David bought it for me as a kind of an early Christmas gift. And he did his, and mine got delayed for months. And finally, I emailed them and emailed them and emailed them. And they're like, oh, sometimes it takes 6 weeks. And I'm like, okay, well, it's been like 3 months. And they're like, oh, well. And then 3 days later, it was processed. And even then, when I opened it, I didn't quite process what I was looking at correctly. I was staring at it, and I'm like, oh, because if somebody's more than 10 years older than you, they assume it's an aunt or an uncle. And since my oldest two sisters were born in 72, which is 14 years ahead of me, I assumed that they were the younger siblings of one of my parents, because my mom has 6 brothers and sisters, and some of them, my mom is one of the older, is the second oldest. And so they were all born between the mid-late 50s and the very early 70s. So I was like, oh, well, okay, just another a sibling that they didn't know about. That's really cool. Maybe it looks like I have an aunt I didn't know about. This is so neat. And again, of course, once I started talking to this lady, I realized it took me about 24 hours to recognize completely that, oh my God, this is my half sister. It was like 2 a.m., 2:30 in the morning. I was laying in bed. And because it's Christmas time, it's the holidays, we're like planning, we're doing things. My brain is there, but not.
Yeah.
I'd also just finished a brutal semester of school. I was gearing up to finish my last semester of my psych degree and change my life. I wasn't really planning or thinking on, oh my God, family. It's not normally the foremost of my thoughts. And like 2:30 in the morning, David's dead asleep, and it was one of those, I sat up like, oh my God, she's my sister. Oh my God. Oh my God. And that's how it all to me, that's one of my favorite Christmas gifts ever. I think it was sometime mid-December we figured when it all processed, because then I had to sit there and kind of read through everything and go, well, where the hell is this person from? And then of course I recognized that she has other half sisters from her mom had remarried or gotten married later and had 2 additional daughters. So she had half sisters from her mom's marriage when she got older, because she was very young when she had my sister. And so she was kind of in the same thing first. She said she figured it out the night before I did, and she's like, she kind of figured I would kind of process it. So she figured it out first, because of course she already knew who her parents were. And she realized real quick that she didn't know mine. But of course, I'm 5 or 6 years older than her oldest daughter. So so that was kind of funny. That was funny.
Yeah, I remember all that.
Yeah, it all just kind of spilled out at Christmas time. And for Melissa and I, it was the best Christmas ever, because we've been searching our whole lives, knowing we knew something was missing. We just didn't know what it was. And honestly, even though she doesn't acknowledge me right now because she's super hardcore right-wing and religious, and I'm not, you see the disconnect here. I still knew she was out there, even though I didn't know why I knew she was out there. And she knew the same thing. Both of us have talked about how we both feel so much more complete now. And it's the weirdest thing. I don't know how to explain that. If you've ever found close family that you didn't know you had, weirdly, it was just a very weird feeling. I really don't know how to process it other than that. I mean, I knew my family lied to me about a whole bunch of stuff, because they lie to everybody. That's like our shtick, so, finding out at Christmas was just icing on the cake. But, a lot of people didn't even know, because this was kind of just basically a hookup that produced a child. Not an unusual situation, but in the circumstances, it was something that was unplanned. It happened in the state of a super emotional, traumatic moment in my mom's life. So this wasn't like she set out to do this. Like, things were going terribly wrong in other parts of her life, and she made this decision, which was probably not morally not the best one. And here I am. And it was the same thing for Melissa with her mom and our bio dad. Same stunt. There's a pattern here with him. You know, he's kind of the common denominator here. But you know, but 40 years later, 35 years later, how cool! Like, best Christmas ever, right?
Yeah.
And some people are like, that's so depressing, and I'm like, well,
yeah,
it was 35 years ago. Like,
if you're listening or watching and you haven't heard that story, you can go back and check that episode out. It would be
we're only doing
a
the
year
abridged
back.
version.
A year back, you can check out that whole episode actually. So if you do want to know more about that, it is available.
Yeah,
So
there
go
is
back.
a
There's
story
no
to that,
video
but
version. No video version available on that one, but there is audio version, so you can get that wherever you get
Cody,
your podcasts.
I've wanted to do a video version where we kind of hold up graphics, where we kind of be like, okay, like a little tree to
This
show
is
like everybody
this. This is that.
like what we're talking about. But no, this is the
you
abridged.
need it.
Yeah, honestly, I do, even when I think about it. But no, that was just the abridged version because a lot of people talk about oh, family in the season and it's this and it's that, but they don't know what they're really meaning when they say that. They don't know, like, when you exclude family, like my dad and stepmom refuse to acknowledge that I exist now. And I have known my stepmom since I was literally 3. I remember her. They were family friends of ours. This happened because they were family friends of ours, and she goes, I asked him and he said, it's not true. And I'm like, oh, well, I have a DNA test. And I'm related to your daughter and sons.
Surprise, surprise.
Oh, did I tell you that I found one of my brothers?
No.
So I have through my bio dad, I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. Now my bio dad and his wife have 3 of their own. 3 of them belong to them. And then the one sister and I are just kind of the outliers. One of my brothers, my other sister found him on Crime Stoppers.
Well, there you go.
Honestly, he looks like a coked out Donald Trump Jr. I'm going to send you the picture, Cody, because I want to see your reaction in real time. I intended to do this next week, but this is funny. Oh, there's another video I intended to send you later. So here's the description of my brother. I'm going to send you that first. Tell me when you got it, so it'll make sense to everybody.
Okay, I got it.
So this brother, he's 47 years old. He's 6 feet tall, 165, with black hair and brown eyes. Charged for domestic violence in my hometown of Allen County. I don't feel bad posting that because this is a public wanted poster. Now here's a picture of him, Cody. The only resemblance I see now he is my half brother. We only share a dad. Is the ears.
Okay. Wow.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like? Now, the
quality
of this picture is really, really bad because I did go and look at other Crime Stopper pictures of people posted at the same time, and they all look like this horrible yellowish, grainy cast. So I think that's just the picture quality. They don't all look this rough. Just this lighting and the horrible filtering they use to publish the photos for all these people. I don't know how you'd ever find most of these people because they don't look anything like that. Now, I've seen other pictures of him from that are 5-ish years old, and he doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, I was like, oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone. God bless us, everyone.
On that note, everybody, we are nearing the end. We've been here for a while with y'all, and we hope that you all end up having a great Christmas and a great New Year. We will have the New Year show next week, though, and wrapping up our full year here. It's been quite a year, and so we'll be chatting about different things that have happened with us and on the podcast and in the world and all kinds of fun stuff. So you be sure and tune in for that next week. But again, I hope everyone has a great Christmas. Eat lots of delicious things. We're going to be doing chicken fried steak and chicken fried chicken and mashed potatoes and green beans. That's our meal that we do. Usually we go to a little diner and do Christmas meal, but because of COVID, we're not going to be doing that. Yeah,
We're doing
that kind of
dinner
new thing.
Friday. We're doing
Tomorrow.
it Friday. Yeah, so we're doing it tomorrow, and so today is the 23rd. Well, for the record, while we're filming this, so we're doing it tomorrow, and we're doing we're doing a ham and a chicken. We didn't know though, so when we ordered the turkey, for example, they didn't have the turkey we ordered, so they gave us a huge one. We're like, crap, there's only 3 of us. So we're like, all right, well, if they give us a huge ham, if they pull that again, then we'll just have ham and we'll save the chicken for another meal, because we don't eat a lot of meat anyway, and that's not our goal. We're not trying to, but they end up giving us small ones of each. We're having a couple sides. I'm making a basic pumpkin pie. The one request I did have though, and I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, is David wanted basically a pie as a creme brulee. Like, can't we just do the little, because we have the ramekins for it. Like, we actually have the real ramekin for it. No.
Well, I can't wait to see that. Post that up on Twitter. Let us see how it works out.
Me too. I also am excited to see. Do you ever have that idea? Like, people are like, oh my god, it's gonna be so good. You're like, I hope. Good
I
luck,
don't even know what we're doing
else.
for desserts. I don't even know what we're doing. We won't do pumpkin pie. It'll probably be like something else. I don't know. I do have ice cream.
Stuffing.
We
stuffing or dressing. Sorry. Do you say dressing or stuffing?
Stuffing, I think.
Stuffing. I think I do too. I hear it as dressing a lot, and I've never really. You're not putting a dress on the bird. You're stuffing. When we're talking about it, you're stuffing up its anus and body cavities.
Except I don't do. Well, we don't even get a turkey like that. But yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we I guess we do like a chicken fried steak in Texas, and chicken. Basically, we're doing like a Texas meal. Now, normally, like my history has always would be like Mexican food, would be the Christmas dinner, and then, but ever since moving out here, I've been like, oh, I want to go like to a little diner, and it's super cute, and it's Christmassy, and there's lights up, and it's like foggy windows. And then you can get anything at a diner. I just choose to get the chicken fried steak. They do have turkey and everything. And I think Justin actually got that.
You were literally designed to just be in Hallmark movies.
I know. By the way, real quick on the Hallmark movie front, let's see. I've been watching them nonstop, and I'm far behind. Hallmark Channel has a like a counter app, and it lists all the movies that they have available. And you can mark off once you've watched them. And I'm at 53% watched only.
How many are there?
So they have the Hallmark Channel, and then they have the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries channel. So they have movies on both. I've only watched 78 movies of the 122 that they will be showing this year on the Hallmark Channel, and I've only watched 8 of the 164 that they are showing on the Movies and Mysteries channel. So like I need to watch a lot more still. But yes, I'm designed for the Hallmark Channel.
Wow.
Basically, I want to live in a Hallmark movie.
I feel like if you were to get lost in a movie forever, a Hallmark movie would be like your, like that would be, you would just.
Yeah, I told Matt.
That show Upload we talked about?
Yeah.
If you were to be uploaded into something,
yeah,
a Hallmark movie would be it.
Like any holiday there is, I want it to be picturesque of what is like in a TV show or movie. That's what I want my personal holidays to be. I come very close to many of them. But on that front, everybody,
I love it.
We hope all of you have a great Christmas and a happy New Year. But again, we'll be back next week, so be sure and tune into that. And again, Matt,
yes.
Go eat your cookie.
I'm very excited.
I can't wait.
I can't wait from the gym. I ran 3+ miles today. I did like interval running, and it was awful. And Cody is like, "Hey, your cookies are there." I was so happy. I like pulled into the garage and limped over to the mailboxes and opened up cookies. And then
I love it.
I came into
from the gym to cookies. Gym to cookies.
Yeah, I'm gonna put them on a plate and grab a soda, a Coke, and I'm going to sit in front of the PlayStation and play video games because I'm still recovering from my semester of nursing school. I'm so tired.
Well, everybody, I'm going to eat this cookie. But we all hope you have a great Christmas. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Cody, you're so cute.